Texas Truck Works is your go-to truck customizer. From mild-to-wild lift kits, custom wheels, and steering and handling enhancements to the best personal and commercial wraps, Texas Truck Works delivers. Let Texas Truck Works founder Scott Stevens help you get the most out of your truck or Jeep. Texas Truck Works has decades of customizing experience, including power adders and complete engine swaps. Let the Texas Truck Works team design an upgrade plan that fits your budget. Get truck attitude today at TexasTruckWorks.com. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Wheel Timeotomotivecar Show, your weekly go-to all things automotive place, along with Mike Out of This World Mars, King Konrad DeLong, Jeff Seekin, and the fabulous David Ainsley. I'm Don Armstrong. Coming to you today from Tailpipes and Tacos, the Cruise Inn at the Lupe Tortilla Mexican restaurant out here in Katy. So glad that you could join us today. And we've got a young guest that is going to join us. And what is your name?
The name's Goose.
Goose. Very nice, Goose. Are you old enough to drive?
No, sir, not yet. I'm 14 right now, and in December I'll eventually be 15, so I can finally get my permit and start learning to drive.
Awesome.
Watch out.
So how did you wind up here at this cruise in?
So I'm a part of the Houston Shelby Owners Club, and we're over there in the back area.
Yeah, I saw you pull in this morning.
Yes, so I'm in the blue and white Shelby GT350. So if you don't know about the 350, it's the 5.2-liter Voodoo motor with the flat plane crankshaft, so that way it revs up to 8250. So it's a wonderful and amazing car.
Wow. Well, so you weren't driving the car.
No.
Somebody else was driving it.
Yes.
You were riding.
He was driving.
And who is he?
Man in blue right
so
behind
that's
you.
my father over there.
That's your dad.
Yeah.
Will your dad let you drive the car when you're 15?
Not in a million
No.
years.
No.
So you're not going to get your learner's permit in that car.
No way. No way.
So let me ask you: Are you helping him work on the car?
Yes.
How did you gain all of this knowledge? Because I didn't even know any of that. And I'm an old car guy.
Well, it helps when, you're around these cars 24/7, and it's such an amazing group. So, again, as I said earlier, I'm part of the Houston Shelby Owners, but it's such an amazing experience being in the club because the club's so wonderful and so friendly. They teach you everything. It's an amazing experience.
That's awesome. Where do you go to school?
So I go to Dulles High School right now. I'm currently doing online school, so, yeah.
That sucks. So do you have any aspirations of going through an automotive type class?
I plan on going into mechanical engineering. So currently
Very
right
good.
now I'm in the engineering program at my high school, and I want to do mechanical engineering because that's a career I love. I'm enjoying that class right now.
Awesome.
So
I'll bet
what
you.
college do you have in your future?
I plan on going to Rice University.
Oh, wow. That's high aspirations.
Dad's shaking
Well,
his
there's
head,
nothing wrong with
okay.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dad's going, boy, I sure hope you get a full ride scholarship.
He's also, this will be his third year robotics competition.
Third year
Oh.
robotics. Yep.
He's been competing in robotics since like 7th grade.
Yeah.
Oh, how cool is that?
Yeah.
Oh.
So when you get the full ride, that means he gets to keep the Shelby. Because if you don't get the full ride, he'll have to sell the Shelby to get you to college.
Yep.
Yeah. What year is the Shelby?
So this is the 2017 Shelby GT350, chassis number H4082.
Of course you would know that because you're a numbers kind of guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you do well in math? Algebra?
I'm okay in algebra, but I'm strong in geometry. I'm doing very well in geometry
No,
right
that'd
now.
be more for your engineering, mechanical
so,
engineering. Yeah.
Right.
I
Well.
actually used geometry once in my life.
I didn't.
No,
I have a daughter
You got
that.
time. You got time.
Well, I have a daughter that is aerospace engineering. She is an astrophysicist, actually. So she's kind of done what you're doing.
She
Yeah.
got all the brains in the family.
Yeah.
Clearly.
She didn't take after her dad.
That's clearly. So, if you were to, if Dad was to give you $5,000 for a car for your high school years,
What
what would you go out and buy?
Okay. So we already have something similar to this. We have an Abarth Fiat 500. So it's a little turbocharged fun car. It's an amazing car. I would probably go with something like that. But then again, there's a lot of different options. Because then again, you remember, like, not every car that everybody owns is going to be treated the same. Other cars are going to be abused and hurt on. And then some
Hopefully.
cars are going to be treated wonderfully and they'll be immaculate. So you got to find that right car for you. So, and I know myself. I know I'm probably not going to be a very good driver, but as I gain that experience
Well,
and
you
go
got
over
to define your terms on what you consider good.
Okay, what I consider good is a person that has high car control, being able to control your car under extreme circumstances. I understand I'm not going to be able to do
Well,
it.
at 15 years old, you'll probably put the car in a few extreme circumstances. The
Yeah,
question
that's
is,
the
what
thing.
can you do when you get there?
There, correct.
Drive a manual
Yes,
transmission
car.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've already learned slowly taking off in a manual car and stuff like that.
And that's good. Both my kids taught them how to drive manual transmissions.
Yep.
Actually, before they were legal to drive, and to this day, they both can still drive a manual transmission. It's
yes.
a kind of a bit of a lost art because so many cars are going, whether it's manumatic or full automatic.
Right.
Yep.
So my daughter's first car was a full-size Chevy pickup truck, and I liked it because it put a lot of steel around her.
Correct.
And she's done extremely well. Hasn't put a dent in one of them yet in all of her multiple cars she's had.
So are you interested in racing?
Yes, so we currently, again, it's the Shelby GT350. So it's made to put out there in the track. So it's our track car.
Yeah.
We take it out there, and we sometimes do autocrossing as well. So, yeah, my plan is to go
So
out.
do you get to drive it?
No way. Not yet. Not in a million
Okay,
years.
so I got a story to tell you. So I'm fortunate enough to be connected with Houston Motorsports Park and the Circle Track race up there. And I get to do winter driver interviews after the race is over with. So I never know who's going to win, and I really don't know these racers that well. And this particular truck won by a bunch. And I'm standing there waiting for him to get out of the car. And when he gets out of the car, I'm thinking, he can't be any older than 15. He was 15. I said, do you have your driver's license yet? No, I'm working on getting that. But I do have my license to race.
And he's doing 100 miles an hour at the track.
And he's doing 100 miles an hour. And he won. So he competed against Dad's age, Grandpa's age. He's competing against and this boy was spot on. He's going places. And he had the gift of gab like you do. And so I don't know whether Dad would dare put you in something like that, but this guy he's a sought after driver, and he started in go-karts, and that's where he started, and he's progressed on up, and clearly his dad has been supportive of his racing career, and of course this is a 3/8 mile asphalt track. And it's relatively safe as you can get
for a track.
For a track. But there's something there for you, I think. Yeah, because when I asked him, I said, "How old are you?" The entire stands lit up, going, "Yay!" Because we always pull for the younger guys, And I'm really impressed. Good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you get to go down? Do you run the car down at MSR?
Yes.
We run the car at MSR.
So do you pit for him when you're down at MSR?
Yeah, I'm his pit crew, so when he comes in, whatever he needs, I'm there. Tire pressure, whatever you need, I'm right there for it. So
Yeah, MSR is a fun track to go to. A friend of the show, Richard Tomlin, is the president of the SCCA here in town. Actually, I think they're having an event in New Caney tomorrow at the
We're both SCCA members.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we autocross. We're getting back into autocross.
Good.
And I used to club race before kids, and then took a retirement.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
And now you get to get involved with the kids as they start to race.
2 years ago, my wife says, "Yeah, you can get back in the track."
So his dad is talking. But we can't hear you. You understand?
Oh,
That's okay.
I think I can hear him some.
Some. But at any rate, so what we want to know is, what are your immediate aspirations once you get your driver's license? And Dad's not going to let you drive the Shelby.
Learn car control. That's my first thing.
Yeah.
You can't push your limits until you know the safe boundaries and what to do in case you cross that limit. If your car starts,
You got to spin it out.
You
a
got to know
couple
what
of
the limit of
times.
the car
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, you got to get confident in your car and know what you're doing before you can go
Do
crazy.
you know how to drive a stick shift?
I understand the basic principles. So I've already learned takeoff and etc. But
Got the foot coordination down.
down.
That's
Yep.
the big step of it.
yeah, that's the big step, because the rest of it is just stick clutch in, shift, stick it out, put a little throttle, and you're good.
Yeah.
So because I'm only allowed to drive around the neighborhood right now, so but my plan is to actually learn how to drive stick, get good with it, get comfortable with it, and then I do autocrossing, so I learn car control, learn car handling, and then I can move up to the track when I finally have a license and I'm able to go up there.
You know, occasionally there will be somebody like a Bridgestone or BMW or somebody has some sort of traveling road course.
Youth car control.
That you sign up for through school.
Cool.
But you have to actually go out and mine that sort of setup and when it comes around. And I don't know what the situation is with COVID and all right now, whether they're even doing it at all. But I know that from our past experience, a couple of times a year, there'll be some sort of an event that rolls through town. COVID will eventually be over. And as a matter of fact, I put my youngest daughter, Katy, the astrophysicist, through one of those, and she got the trophy. And at the time, she was about your age. And so they have a professional driver in the car with you. And they take you through a coned road course and teach you all about car control, that sort of thing. And so that would be something for you to kind of reach out and look around to see if anything is coming nearby.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm sure that Dad would more than happy to.
And sometimes they even bring those skid control cars in, where it kind of elevates the car and you're running on casters in the back, as opposed to the way I learned. The way I learned car control was I'd go to a big parking lot when there was snow on the ground and just kind of spin out until I could learn how to drift it. So
you're still doing
no, it wasn't a police chase.
And you're still doing that.
Well, to a degree. It's real hard to do in
high school
my
parking
van.
lots, though, yeah.
In the van.
It's real hard to do in the van. It was easier to do in the Chevy van than it is in the Ford
So
van.
besides your dad's car and the Shelby Club, do you like anything that you see out here at today's Cruise-In?
You know, here's my view. Every car, everybody has their own taste and their own personal view of cars. You can like something and not like another thing. I'm like, I accept everything, you know. There's you have to, you know, it's very specific for me not to like it.
He's going to be a politician, too.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. He's getting ready for his press conferences.
Yeah, but like, you know, like the Camaro out there, that's a respectful car. That's a wonderful car out there.
Which one?
The red one out there with
Red,
the
white,
white,
the late model.
Right. The late model one.
Yeah, with the dealer
That's the
plates on it.
anniversary edition with the roll
Paper
cage.
plates, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, at any rate, well, it's great to talk to you. Thank you very much for stopping by.
Thank you for having me up here.
Yeah, absolutely. And good luck to you, Dad. Thank you.
And we hope you get a chance to drive your dad's car every now and then.
One day.
One day soon, we hope.
Yeah. Little later.
Hey, and if you're just joining us, we want to thank you for joining us today. And if you're out here enjoying the Cruise-In, welcome to Tailpipes and Tacos. And I understand that Stan's going to continue now with this once-a-month Cruise-In. It's a special event for us. We get to get out of the studio once a month, and this will be the third Saturday of every month. What are you poking at me? Yes?
Don't worry about it.
Okay. But at any rate, so we have lots more guests that are coming our way. As a matter of fact, while we wait for our next guest, why don't we do you know, these events are kind of distracting. Why don't we do Konrad's car clinic? I know it's a little bit out of order, but you know what? This whole thing is out of order.
Well,
here comes the judge.
No, I don't think I have a judge in here. You know, what I wanted to talk a little bit about is, you know, back in the 60s and 70s, it seemed like the horsepower numbers in cars was much, much higher until like 71 when they went from gross horsepower to a net horsepower. Let me explain a little bit of that. In the 60s, the muscle car horsepower era, a lot of the muscle car horsepowers were underrated, and they were kind of underrated with a purpose. Some of it was to skate the insurance companies as they were increasing the premiums on higher horsepower cars, and they wanted to lower the horsepower ratings of the cars so the insurance companies wouldn't be so expensive. But another reason that the manufacturers were underrating horsepower in cars was for NHRA classifications. So the stated horsepower rating and weight would put that in whatever stock category it fit. So if the manufacturers were underrating the horsepower, they could get it in a lower class and be a lot more competitive in that class until eventually they'd kind of move it up. But it would start off in a lower class. The insurance companies were getting real nervous when they started, because they started seeing cars being introduced like the Pontiac GTO with the high horsepower and a relatively small car. So based on risk, the insurance companies started to apportion higher premiums to those big horsepower cars. But again, the other reason was the NHRA placed new cars in stock categories based on weight and stated horsepower. And in the 60s, drag racing was real important to the auto manufacturers, more important back then than it is today. You know, today it's kind of all about NASCAR and stuff. But back in the 60s, it was very much about taking it to the track on Sunday and racing.
So let's just use this as an example. I've got a Chevrolet Corvette with a 427 in it and 435 horsepower, rated then at 435. If you put it on a dyno, what would it be today?
The L88, which is the one you're talking about, was actually, they said it put out about 520 horsepower. Now, the reason they rated it at 430 horsepower is they took that measurement at 5,200 RPM. If you would rev that motor up to 6,400 RPM, which was its red line, it put out 520. So one of the ways
back then,
one of the ways the manufacturers would come out with a lower horsepower rating is they would rate it at lower RPMs. But also back then, when they were on the dyno, as they were doing the crankshaft horsepower, you know, they didn't have air cleaners on them. They had open exhaust on them. They had perfect atmospheric conditions. So all of those air density and everything else that controlled how much power it made were as optimum as it could be. When you took it to the street, it really wasn't. But the biggest thing the manufacturers were doing is they were rating the engine horsepower at lower RPM so that they could skate the insurance premiums. You know, when you go back and look at it, you know, some of those horsepower ratings were close, but not quite. You know, I always remember the 428 Cobra Jet Mustang was rated at from the factory at 335 horsepower at 5,200 RPM. The 390 was rated at 335 horsepower as well. So that 428 Cobra Jet was way underrated. If you think of how successful that car was.
Let me ask you, as a buyer, and I didn't know any difference, why would I buy the bigger engine if it's rated the same as the smaller?
Because you knew the game they were playing. You know, and if you understood the game they were playing, you know, everybody always wanted the biggest, fastest car. You know, they said that 428 Cobra Jet was actually putting out about 380 horsepower versus the 335 rating on it. So, and they played that a little bit everywhere. You know, another one was the Hemis. You know, the Hemis, they rated at 425 horsepower, and actually they were all putting out somewhere around 470, 480 horsepower. So the manufacturers were trying to fit in a certain category in NHRA, and that's how they built and weighted the car to fit those categories so that they would dominate those categories. But it's a pretty interesting story that today they can't do that. Today it has to, the government says these are the atmospheric conditions it has to be in. It has to be fully restricted. It's a net. So now you're going to have alternator, power steering, air conditioning, all of those things are going to be hanging on it. Back then, none of those things were hanging on the engine. So all of those things kind of deplete the power a little bit. And the net horsepower rating in some instances was 15 to 20% less 1 year to the next year, just because of going from gross rating, which is bolted to the back of the crankshaft, to a net rating with everything hooked up to it. Bolted to the back of the crankshaft.
So they lied.
Well, yeah, but they dominated A stock, B stock with their cars.
They lied.
You know, one of the lies a lot of people remember was the Buick, the Buick Stage 1 engine, the 455 Stage 1 engine, which dominated drag racing in its day. I mean, and it was beating Hemis as well, but it was only rated at 370 horsepower. But they said it was actually putting out somewhere around 460. So they
the
just cheated.
lie they remember versus the lie they don't remember.
They
Yeah.
cheated just a little bit.
Well, I remember when it changed, and we were all so disappointed because it was way less.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was rated way less, but the rating was more realistic
Yeah,
to what you were driving, as opposed to the visions of grandeur because they'd had perfect air, no air cleaner, open headers.
Well, you know, the
way it was
Corvette, my
originally rated.
2001 Corvette, I don't know what it's rated officially.
350.
Is it 350? Well, Greg Enders did some stuff to it, put a catback exhaust system on it, K&N filter, K&N intake and all that. And he claims, and I bought it, that on a dyno, it was 405 horsepower.
No, I could understand that.
I can see
You
that.
know, there's a lot of, in today's cars, there's a lot of tuning available just in the computer, because most of the manufacturers, and this is one of the things I know about General Motors, is they detune the engine in the computer so it makes components last longer. So in a GM car with an automatic, and I know yours isn't automatic, but in a GM car with an automatic transmission, just before the transmission shifts gears, the computer retards the ignition timing, shifts gears, then re-advances the ignition
I don't
timing.
have to worry about that because I have a 6-speed manual transmission with a clutch.
Well, but
Just
their
saying.
their purpose of doing that in the automatic is so that they don't overstress the transmission.
Right,
They're
make it
trying to
shift
make the
easier.
transmission last longer.
Right.
And it's not just General Motors. Most all manufacturers do that to one degree or another just to make stuff last longer. You know, but yours, you can go bang shift yours. You tear an axle out of that thing in a heartbeat.
My problem is with the car, believe it or not, I don't like the shifter in it. It's got a factory shifter in it, and it sucks.
and there's a lot of aftermarket shifters for
I
that.
know. I don't want to spend a ton of money. I mean,
Well, you
I
don't want to
just-
spend any money on it. You
No,
just
absolutely
want
not.
to drive it and enjoy it.
Correct. So I'm thinking if I'm going to spend any money on it at all, I'm going to get me a decent shifter in the thing, like a Hearst or something.
I think
I don't know who
I
makes
think
it.
there's
but
I think the brand name is Ripper.
Ripper.
R-I-P-P.
Yeah, listen, I know about Ripper, but it's not when it comes to transmissions and shifters. A Ripper. Hey,
Not going to go there.
he
with
cut a big ripper.
you. Oh gosh.
What?
I'm not saying nothing.
Children.
No, but
I'm
you
looking
certainly
at
got
these
that big
cars.
smile on your face.
Because I'm looking at all these
Don't
cars.
make. Yeah, you're not looking at all the cars. You're listening to what I'm saying here, and I know. You know, people think it. I say it. It's who I am, and I don't lie about horsepower. Well, not intentionally. So there's that. See, this is why you have me around, to keep everything
Manufacturers
nice and
weren't
honest.
lying
That's right.
about it.
Keep us all straight.
Well, I didn't say that, but I'll keep you honest anyway.
Try to.
Okay.
Well, there's a good contingent of Mustangs and Shelbys out here today.
You know, and I see that Mopar's got a nice display
Collection of
here.
folks.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Is this a 1960 Chevy station wagon?
I think that's a 59 because 60 would have the circle tail lights. A 59 would have the cat eye tail lights.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty
And
cool.
I think they called that, I'm not positive, I think they called that a Parkland wagon.
Well, you would know that. I would not know that. I know back in the day.
But it's bagged
All
and
I know is,
everything.
yeah, it's bagged, it's red, it's got flames. That's all I need to
yeah.
know.
Well, you know, that car looks the best that it ever did, even before it came out of the factory.
Well, yeah.
Because, you know, in my day, when that car was brand new, not so much. All I can see is Doug Ron bouncing off of the back seat, you know.
Staring rearward in the back seat.
Yeah.
Because the very rear seat faced the back.
It was bad.
Wasn't too safe by today's standards.
Yeah. Okay. Now we're going to do a little automotive news, and I hope that you're not in a big hurry to leave,
Oh,
are you?
no.
Okay, good.
It's a good thing.
Because we're going to, once you get on with us, you're going to be here for a while. So I hope you're ready.
Sure.
Okay. It's our next guest. We haven't even introduced me to yet, but we're.
But I
I
will.
know.
I will.
No,
I don't want to
there's gonna be
distract you.
time for that.
Yes, squirrel.
Squirrel.
Shiny things. Don is easily distracted.
I wanted to get this in. 10 key vehicle debuts for the end of a rocky year. is the title of the story.
Oh, I thought you meant Iraqi, like Iraq.
No, not that. So Ford F-150 is going to debut a new vehicle. Mercedes-Benz E-Class redesign. The Nissan Rogue, all new, redesigned. And Nissan needs some help badly.
Yes.
And I got to see a picture of it. Looks pretty good. Ford Bronco Sport. Now, this is the smaller one, not the Ford Bronco, but
right.
the Ford. Okay, that's coming out. Mustang Mach-E. You know, it's set to debut at your dealership.
I believe that's already the first run of them are already sold out. There's so many people in
They're
line
sold
waiting
out, but
for 'em.
Nobody's seen them on the road yet because I don't think that they've made
Well,
it
I
to
think
the
there's some
dealership.
prototypes out driving around. but I
Okay,
don't think
fine.
they're
Let's drill
production
down to
cars
that
or-
and make me look stupid. Jeep Wrangler
Don't blame
4xe.
4xe. What
Yeah.
is that?
The Wrangler.
It's the Wrangler. It's a plug-in hybrid Wrangler.
Okay.
And they're also
More
that
electric
announced-
cars.
And they also announced that they are going to come out with a full electric Wrangler soon. Acura TLX.
That
it's-
needs a redo
it
because that
badly.
people
And
kind
it
of
looks
forgot
really,
about that car.
It really looks good too. Hyundai Elantra, there's a good-looking car. Kia Sorento and the Toyota Sienna. Those are all
Sienna's the minivan.
yeah. They're either redone completely or they're heavily redesigned.
Yeah,
Well, I know Toyota just announced or released the new Venza, which was kind of a Camry sport utility-ish thing.
Yeah.
Now it's not. Now it's a pure sport utility. It's not a derivative of the Camry.
You're going to
anymore.
love this, being an old GM guy that you are.
Is that because I'm old or because I'm GM?
Both of those things, mainly old.
I'm not William Durant old like you. I'm more Ed Cole old. You have to be a GM person. to
old.
understand
Oh, I
that.
was going to say, old is old.
General Motors said it's venturing back into the insurance business after a 12-year
Oh,
hiatus,
gosh.
using its OnStar telematics service to help determine a customer's rates and assess damages after a crash.
Yep.
In other words, Big Brother's watching.
Big Brother's always been watching. If
In
you've
addition to auto coverage, the program will offer home and renters insurance. It will launch for GM employees in Arizona. I guess they're next to death this quarter, and be available to non-employee customers nationwide by the end of next year. The agency is an independent entity of GM, separate from OnStar, with underwriting from American Family Insurance. Somebody, some money guy,
somebody saw the money.
and said, let's do that.
Show me the money.
GM previously operated GMAC Insurance from 1925 to 2008.
Oh, gee, what happened in 2008? Oh, that's right. GM collapsed.
There was that.
Well, OnStar's always been watching. You know, they can shut your car down if it's been stolen. They can call
Unlock
you if
the
you have a
doors.
check engine light. They can unlock the doors. I got a phone call from OnStar one time when it said a misfire code, and they said, well, you were on Beltway 8, and the data said you were doing 132 miles an hour, and it said a misfire
van.
code. No, it was in a Cadillac STS V-Series.
God.
And I was like, wow.
Tesla is set to join the Standard & Poor's 500 in December. Major win for CEO Elon Musk and his shareholders, triggering a massive $51 billion trade as index funds are forced to buy the EV producer's shares. Shares of Tesla surged 8.2% to $441.61 on Tuesday.
For one share.
For one share.
It's a little out of price
With a
range.
market capitalization over $380 billion, Tesla is one of the most valuable companies on Wall Street.
I think it probably has a better position than General Motors does at this point.
I would say. Yeah, most definitely. All right. Well, that is it for this hour of the In Wheel Time Car Show. We have got hour number 2 right around the corner, and it's coming your way right after these fine messages.
Texas Truck Works is your go-to truck customizer. From mild-to-wild lift kits, custom wheels, and steering and handling enhancements to the best personal and commercial wraps, Texas Truck Works delivers. Let Texas Truck Works founder Scott Stevens help you get the most out of your truck or Jeep. Texas Truck Works has decades of customizing experience, including power adders and complete engine swaps. Let the Texas Truck Works team design an upgrade plan that fits your budget. Get truck attitude today at TexasTruckWorks.com.